Hello, my name is Dr. Deb Crislip Baker, and I am the Learning Strategies Department Chair and Instructor here at BC. In our last video, we discussed how social and behavioral scientists explain why they are doing their research, what is known about the topic and what isn't, and what their research question is exactly. After they have that important question decided, it's time to begin conducting the study and collecting the research data. As a quick reminder, the basic parts of a research project include the introduction, the background or purpose information, the research question, the methods used or taken, the findings, some type of discussion, and a conclusion. So far, we have addressed the introduction, the background or purpose information, and the research question. In today's video, we will be exploring the methods section of the research process. Victoria College's Total Learning Center presents Dr. Deb Explains, Planning and Gathering Research Data. In our last video, our researchers had completed their background and research question section, so now it's time to explain their methods. This includes the participants they used, who they are and how they found them, and what the participants were asked to do. As the participants completed their assignments or tasks, the researchers collected or gathered the data in order to analyze it at a later time. Since this seems a bit confusing, let's look at some examples. Ariel and Karpicki's research is on improving self-regulated learning with a retrieval practice intervention. For their method section, they divided into 3 categories: subjects, materials, and procedures. For their subjects, the participants in their research, they used 60 undergraduates from Purdue University. They then explain why they chose 60 students and why this is an appropriate number for their research. For the materials, they explain that they chose 20 normatively difficult Lithuanian English translations. And for their procedures, they explain that they tested the participants in groups of 4 to 12 students and that the experiment was conducted using a computer program. They then explain exactly what the students were asked to do and the conditions under which the procedures occurred. Thibodeau and others' research is on first-year college students' time use, relations with self-regulation, and GPA. They have participants and procedures explained as well. For the participants, they used 589 first-semester undergraduates at a large public Mid-Atlantic university. Notice that they did not tell you the name of the university like the first example did. This is typical. Researchers are usually very careful not to give away that information because they want to avoid bias and appear as though the research could be conducted at any university. Thibodeau and others then break down the participants by type and ethnicity and provide other demographic data as well. In this study, the participants were asked to complete a questionnaire that was distributed in some of the university's first semester courses. Finally, Walters and Hussein's research involved investigating grit and its relations with college students' self-regulated learning and academic achievement. Their methods section includes participants and procedures. The participants were 213 students from a large and diverse public university. The researchers then provide demographic data about the participants. For the procedures, these students were recruited through their classes and they completed surveys for this research. As you can see, it's important to identify the number of participants, how they were found, and to provide some basic demographic data: age, ethnicity, gender, etc. This shows that the results you obtain can be generalized to a diverse population. Whereas if your participants were all females, then your research would only be applicable to females. Then, in the participants section, it's important to state what the participants had to do for the research study. What we have seen in these examples is what actually occurred. These researchers had to plan out their methods. Who would they ask to participate and what would they ask them to do before they could tell us what they actually did. Once the plan is identified, the researchers then put it into action. They found the participants and administered the tests, surveys, etc. Then they had the information to write the methods section. What the participants actually say and do is then analyzed and written about in the findings discussion section. which is what we will focus on next. If you want to know more about the research process, click subscribe and hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for more videos as Dr. Deb explains.